Welcome back, fellas. We're back.
Let's do it.
That's it.
How y'all
It's
doing?
the season.
It is my favorite season. Spooky season.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I hate spooky season.
Dude, I love Halloween, man. Everything
Really?
about it. From the movies to the candy to trick-or-treating to the spirit Halloween stores, and then you step on the little things and they just jump on you.
Yeah.
Love those things, dude.
I like watching the video of like the kids that actually suit up and they get into one of those spaces.
Dude, I saw one yesterday.
Yeah, and like people walk up to it and they think that's gonna be like just a thing popping at them, but then it's like a human coming at them. That's dope.
Dude, that was terrifying. Even though it is spooky season, or I guess fall or whatever, it's so damn hot outside, dude.
Beautiful.
I think that's the scariest part of all.
It's beautiful.
Still summer out there, man.
Oh no, I don't like it
Yeah,
at all.
I'm enjoying it. I can't complain. I mean, I know the season's gonna change eventually, but realistically, it should be cooling off soon. So
Yeah.
we shouldn't see no more heat waves. I don't know. Does this have to do with like the hurricanes that are happening?
Do with
Anything-
global warming.
All right.
That was the other way.
This guy don't believe in it though.
Come on. Actually, I do believe in global warming. I think the temperature's changing, and the ice glaciers, carry secrets that we don't know, which is actually kind of terrifying.
The
Did you
aliens
know
are
there's
about
so
to
much
come out. Yeah.
like viruses and like deadly bacteria in those ice glaciers
Mm-hmm.
that if it were to see that, like even feel oxygen, it would like spread over the world. That's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why scientists are not allowed to go to like certain places in Antarctica.
Antarctica, yeah. Because if they were to just let it out, But yeah, man, I mean, those ice glaciers are terrifying. I mean, there's so much out there, right, that we don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
And do you guys have anything that kind of spooks you out or like kind of makes you like wonder, like, oh, crap, like, what if this happened? Or any facts or stuff like that? Like, I have a fun fact about that kind of spooky to me is that statistically, well, I don't know how they get these statistics to begin with, is that in your lifetime, you will pass at least 50 serial killers.
I don't know.
That's a pretty high percentage.
Yeah, that's 50.
Yeah, in your lifetime. From a young kid till you die.
Because I was actually reading statistics earlier that there's about anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 active serial killers in the U.S. right now.
Right now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So that means that
50
person.
in your lifetime? Let's say you live...
I mean, if there's 10,000
That means
right now.
if you live up to, let's say, 70 years.
One a year?
One a year.
Yeah.
The same guy every time.
Just an average.
Maybe an average.
That's probably just an average. So some people could do less, and some people can actually
Can do
double
more.
that.
That's
you know
probably
what I'm
like
saying?
yeah, you're right.
Depending on where you live, how many are in that area. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah. It just goes to show you can't trust some people, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of
it's crazy, man.
That is
You know?
scary, though. Mhm.
And then we only know of what, like 5
Yeah.
famous ones?
I mean, here in California, right? You got the Golden Gate Killer, the Zodiac Killer. He was
Zodiac.
out here too,
Mhm.
right?
The Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez.
Mhm.
I mean, you even have Charles Manson in California.
Oh shoot!
You know?
They're all in California, guys.
Dude, it's all. It's the water we drink, dude. It's global warming out here.
Yeah.
For real.
Another one is kind of weird, but I mean, I get all these little facts from Reddit, which,
Wait. So
You ain't gotta tell 'em,
Can you
bro.
say it's a fact then if it's from Reddit?
yeah. Because a lot of people from Reddit, I mean, it's kind of true.
If it's on the internet, bro, it's real.
It's real. Okay, yeah. I guess that's
So did you know that you can eat your own fingers like they're carrots, but your brain tries not, like your brain doesn't let you?
If you wanted to, like,
Yeah.
eat your own finger.
You could, but your brain doesn't let you.
Yeah, because it's not supposed to.
No, you could though. That's what I'm saying is you could, but your brain stops you. Like your brain stops you from doing a lot of things
Yeah.
that you can do willingly.
Yeah.
Is that not crazy to you guys? Does it trip you out?
I
No,
mean,
that
what,
is
if you
crazy.
willingly.
But I
wanna-
don't know willingly is
Yeah.
a good word because
There's psycho ass people out there, dude, who
But that's the minority. That's like that would be the exception versus the rule, right? In that situation, how many people do you know you've ever come across in your entire life that has told you, yeah, they even know somebody who's done that?
Mhm. You know what? That might be a good test to see who's a psychopath and who's not.
yeah.
You know, because they say psychopaths, some part of their brain they can't relate to, like the emotion or something like that, right?
Or pain.
or pain,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Because I'm assuming like your brain is telling you don't do it because it hurts.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, these psychopaths have like that. Oh, I'm hearing voices in my head. I've always been intrigued by the whole serial killer thing. I don't know, something about it. It's just like what they think or what goes through their mind when they're doing something, and then still live your life like a regular person.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild to me.
Have you watched the show Dexter?
I have watched Dexter. Yeah.
I mean, it's fascinating. That's why
Yeah.
It's a top-rated show, right? Just the way he narrates what he's about to do. Like, what the heck? It's crazy.
Yeah, and that guy has access to all the things too, because he's whatever he does for a living. But yeah,
But I wonder if that's what they have, because he calls, like the evil persona that does all that his dark passenger.
and that goes to like multiple personalities, right? Like that's scary too, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like some of those people snap out of like, oh, that wasn't me, that was Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then some of those start talking like girls, like, oh no, I'm Mary inside.
That's true. And I mean, I think about like the Joker, for example, right? Like the new Joker that just came out too, right? It's about mental health and everything. And then whole part of the movie is just trying to get away from this dark shadow,
Things like that really like spook me out because it's things that happen every day, Like the other stuff, like, Freddy Krueger's and Michael Myers, Jason type of stuff. That's entertainment to me. Like, that doesn't really scare me. But like this stuff, like psychological stuff, trips me out every time.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to fact check this, and I will in a bit. But I think I read something that if you were to get killed, murder, right? There's a 1 in 3 chance that they won't know who did it.
And that's a fact that I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Funny enough, yeah.
Yeah, same thing?
Yeah.
All right, he fact checked me.
Yeah.
It's right, guys.
Yeah. Like they probably won't ever find the person who did it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, one of you suckers.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's
Psychopaths.
Yeah. I mean, if
3
I'm
guys
gonna
right
do
here.
it, I'm gonna make it good. You know what I'm saying?
Describe it. We'll cut this part.
Yeah, what does good mean?
Do you guys like have anything spooky in your life? I know like everyone has like a story that happened in their lives that kind of like still trips you out to this day, like hairs behind your back.
Yeah.
Neck.
I mean, yeah, growing up, I used to have a lot more dreams than I do now as an adult. It's like very rare that I dream at all. And when I do, it's usually not like how it was when I was a kid, where I had like monster dreams or dreams of killing myself, where I would just literally walk up to the edge of a very tall cliff and I just look down and then every time, the 5 times that it happened in my life, every time I just jumped out of bed, like off of the bed or up, like straight up, right before hitting the ground.
Now, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if you guys heard of this, but they say that if you actually die in your dream, you die in real life.
Dang.
That's why you always wake up before you land.
That's
I
crazy.
don't know if you guys ever heard of that.
No, but my anxiety just went up. Thanks.
Yeah. Did you have a lot of those dreams of like falling?
I've had that 5 times in my life.
Mm.
Yeah, I never forgot them. Yeah, but the dreaming about like demons or monsters, that was a lot more often. Scary experiences, like times where I've woken up but I woke up still in the dream. That was pretty scary. Another time I remember is like I was sleeping on the floor, and I remember in the dream, I mean, it felt like as real as it gets. I was like floating, and then I turned around and I saw myself sleeping, and then I was sleeping right in front of a door, and the door was open, even though when we went to bed, like before I went to bed, and I remembered that in my dream or whatever it was, that the door was closed. But when I was dreaming and seeing myself sleep, the door was open, but it wasn't the hallway that was supposed to be there. It was just a black, and I could hear people like just screaming. And then I felt myself being pulled into there, and I was like struggling so crazy. I was like yelling, trying to yell. And I saw a couple of faces that were like distorted, and I just heard lots of chains, and then it was pulling me in there. And I remember like just literally like crushing the sides of the thing before I woke up, it looked like I fell, but like I fell into my body, and then I just woke up.
Dang.
It's crazy how you dream like that, huh?
Well, it's crazy that you remember
The dream.
the
yeah.
detail.
Yeah.
You know, however long ago that was, and it's like, dude, that must have.
Yeah, I was 11.
Dang.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I think another scary part of the whole sleeping paranormal thing is the sleep apnea. Not sleep apnea, sorry. The
Paralysis.
paralysis, sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Sleep apnea scary too, bro.
Sleep apnea is scary too, yeah. But sleep paralysis, like that, when I read stories or hear stories about it, like my wife used to suffer from that.
My wife too.
And it's like, that's creepy.
It is really.
man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have anybody who suffered from that, but
I did.
it's
as
something
well.
that's, yeah.
I
For
want.
a few
I want
years.
to. I want to say that there's a higher percentage that women suffer from that more. I think because when they're in like sleep paralysis, they feel like they're being like groped. Well, at least my wife, when she gets sleep paralysis, that's what she feels.
You know, I've heard a lot of like, yeah, that type of like sexual type of things happening to them during sleep paralysis.
Yeah, and then a sleep paralysis documentary that we watched like 5-6 years ago. A lot of the people they're interviewing were women, so something to look into. Not
For
sure.
me, when it happened to me, it was mostly like I was just being scared. In like it was like I was dreaming, but in my mind, I'm like, bro, I gotta wake up, but I couldn't, and I'm like, I can physically feel my body trying its hardest to like even move an inch or just say something like I gotta wake up, and I would see like scary faces and I couldn't, and I never felt anything touch me like that or like groping feeling, but for me it was more like I was being suppressed and scared, and then I was just trying to do anything I could to get up, and it would always, there was times where I would like, it felt like I broke a chain even though I was just sleeping on my bed, but it felt like so restrictive that I was fighting against something that was like literally holding me down. And then when I would break that, I'd get up, but then as soon as I went back to bed, it would happen again. And some nights it happened like 5-6 times until I'd like I had to have to get up and do something about it. And the only thing we can do as at least in our beliefs is the one thing that I always did is that was just pray, and that seemed to do the trick every time.
Where do you guys think that comes from? Could it be something that maybe what you're filling your mind with, maybe what you're watching or reading or even like talking about, or generational curse?
Yeah.
It could be. There's several people who I've read that encounter that they watched the movie or something, or like they never used to have sleep paralysis, and then they did something. They watched the movie, did something weren't supposed to do, and then just out of nowhere they started getting it. So it's possible. There's different ways. I think just in culture too. I feel different cultures have like different names for it. You know, like what they call it. You know, what they see.
Yeah, yeah. Like I always thought that nightmares came from like those things. You know, just maybe even like a thought that you had and really didn't think much about it throughout the day, and then maybe that day or the next day it just hits you. Yeah, sure. I know I shared this in the past that I used to have a nightmare. It was the same one, and then I believe it's a generational thing because Alina started having it as well, and then as soon as she was born, I stopped having it.
Oh damn!
And then she would have it a lot, and it was the same dream. And I described it, and she was like, "You're dead on." And so I always like wondered. I'm like, man, like that must be something that's passed on. You know, I guess maybe that's always been like a fear of mine of why I never really was into scary movies, especially like when it's like spiritual stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get into those.
Yeah.
No.
But I mean, I've kind of entertained the idea of it. I'm like, oh, okay, it's kind of crazy, or how much, you know, how strong am I in my faith? Like, I should be able to sit through this, you know?
Yeah.
But then, like, when you start really thinking about, like, this is real stuff that people actually deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts making you question, like, okay, don't play with this.
Yeah. No, funny enough, I mean,
Agreed.
I've seen like, you know, goofy Halloween movies, you know, Halloween Town, you know what I mean? Even like it, to me, is not something crazy. It's just, you know.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but like when it gets to like that demonic type of movie stuff, that entertainment, Like, funny enough, me and Shanice want to go see a movie. I forgot which one it was. It was recently, like maybe a year and a half ago. And like 10 minutes in, like inside me, for sure, God was like, "Get out of here."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and I literally, I looked at her, I was like, "We have to leave." She's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, we can't be here right now. We have to leave."
Mm-hmm.
And we left.
Yeah.
10 minutes in, dude, I was like, "Yeah, we can't be watching this." Like the first 10 minutes, it was already something so crazy to me. I was like, "Oh, wait, what? No, I stay through this whole movie, like
Yeah.
something can happen tonight, or I don't know what I'm gonna open or what I'm gonna let in.
Yeah.
You know, to not just affect me, like, you know, my kids, or
Yep.
even my ride home.
Yep.
You know, I was like, no, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
And I bounced.
Yep.
I forgot what movie it was, but it was one of those like nun ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, nah,
Yeah.
peace.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of that.
Yeah, this stuff is real, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's where I might just change the subject a little bit here, but I grew up, you know, now we're talking about spooky stuff and we're in October. I grew up living under a rock, you know, and we weren't able to do anything for Halloween. We would actually have to miss school on Halloween because my parents were like, and I mean, I thought to an extent it was good. I mean, growing up, but then I also realized like that's also not good. You know, like always like hiding from
Yeah.
things or always having to run from it. Got to be able to address it.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
you know, now that we're older and we've made our own decisions on, you know, in a way participating in Halloween, we're like, you know, we want to participate, but like in our way, you know, and I guess even to this day, I still have to ask myself, like, is this crossing the line? You know, and I still kind of struggle with that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's something that's great to be aware of, right? We need to know, like, oh, obviously us having our beliefs, you know, like we know what is bad and what is good, right? Like, I mean, I see nothing wrong with having my kids go get candy
Mhm.
at someone's house, right? But like putting my kids through like a haunted house, nah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna put my kids through some trauma, you know, something that they stay with them forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think to have that awareness, I think it's great to have. And I feel like we need to have,
Mhm.
you know, and not just allow everything to come in and accept everything that comes our way, right? Because we need to be able to be aware to not just protect our mentality, our sanity, but like our family around us. You
Yeah.
know, because
Yeah.
again, like you said, it could be generational,
Yeah.
and you letting something in can expose itself in the household and affect other people in the house,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, and I think not just our faith is big on that, but I think our culture is big on that.
Mhm.
You know, for example, like the Mexican culture is like aware, like they make us aware of like witchcraft
Mhm.
Yeah.
and like rituals
Yeah.
and stuff like that. What to look out for, you know what I mean? Brujas,
Yeah.
you know. So I think even that alone, our culture alone, makes us be self-aware of everything around us and what to let in, what not to let in. You know.
That's true because I feel like American culture is kind of desensitized to that. Because you know you don't really hear stories like, oh, down in the South, yeah, there's witches and this and stuff, right? But then we always hear stories that our parents told us, something that happened in the town, you know, somebody que se le pegó el demonio,
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know, people doing santeria even to this day, right? Even doing like lavadas, you know, the little thing they crack the egg and then
Yeah.
I don't know what they call, but tienes malo ojo or something like that,
No
right?
le des ojo. Yeah.
So yeah, you know, so that makes us a little bit more
Yeah.
aware, you know, because we've been spooked since
we were kids.
Since we were kids.
But I think
you
in
know?
a good way, you know, like, hey, beware of this stuff. Goosebumps, then. We got to pray after this episode. Jeez.
Yeah.
Let's go back to other things now, yeah? Okay.
Spooky season.
Well, there's another spooky season happening, and that is the elections. I'm just kidding.
That's a whole other type of
I mean,
spook.
honestly, spooky stuff is, I mean, our livelihood, right?
Yeah. Actually,
And-
Getting older.
That,
For real.
all you conspiracies happening right now. The diddler, you know? That's
Diddler.
spooky.
what's that?
Diddy.
Oh,
You won't hear him, but you'll feel him.
But I mean, I really feel like we're living in a time where, yeah, I mean, everything is kind of a little spooky, right?
Hell yeah.
Because all these things are happening. I'm like, oh, you know, at any point, dog, I'm waiting for an alien invasion to just happen or something.
Again? Besides the one in Florida?
I saw a fact that said the United States is. I mean, I don't know how true that fact is, and I didn't do any research behind it, but it just said United States is the most haunted like country in the world based on how many ghosts and like sightings of ghosts and UFOs are reported.
Yeah.
Based on that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Could be like from like Indian burial grounds and stuff like that, right? Going back to the aliens, that, you know, animals, if we look at animals, whenever at nighttime, whenever they're trying to hide from their predator, right, they just stay really quiet. They hide and they just stay really quiet, right? So if we compare that to, you know, Earth and space, well, space is just very dark, right? But Earth, we're always transmitting a message out there, right? For some alien, somebody to receive. And it's like, yo, we got to stop doing that. Cause,
you don't know what you're going to get back.
You don't know what you're going to get back, you know?
It's crazy. I was watching
Well, if they
a video.
come back, hopefully they just come back for Diddy. And
Yeah.
like, you can test him all you want.
Right?
I was watching a video recently of like, you know, spooky facts or whatever. And then one of them was like Nikolai Tesla, like the actual Tesla guy, that he was testing like a signal, right, to like outer space and stuff like that, or like just in the unknown, right? And then like what he got back was like things he's like, I never want to hear this ever again. Like it spooked him out. And then I heard the recording. I don't know if we can play it, but it was like, it sounded sort of people. One of the guys was saying like, this sounds like if you ask AI to like, let me hear what hell sounds like, type of thing.
Oh, dang.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Like
I think I remember
screaming,
like
screeching, like stuff like that. And he's like, I never want to hear that ever again. And to this day, he's like, I don't know where that came from. And you're talking back in the day, man. Like,
Wow.
there's no AI back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for him to hear stuff like that, I mean, goes to show this has been going on for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, AI right now is a little spooky too, man.
Dude, AI is crazy, man. I just found out a bunch of like Instagram pages, they ain't even real people.
Yeah.
And they got like thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers.
That's
So, like it's a fake person.
Well, I know it's kind of more of a daily thing for us, and it's become the norm. But isn't it freaky that we could be talking about something, and then you pull out your phone, go on social media, and it just an ad that pops up, and it's like, dang, like how fast? Not only are they listening to us, how fast they could get to us.
Yeah.
You know what's scarier though? Is we allow that to be the normal.
Yeah.
If we do nothing about it?
Nothing.
Yeah.
We're like, it's just, there's Google again. They're listening to us.
I think there might be a setting on Instagram that doesn't allow you to track, you know, what websites.
Well, even on your
in
phone,
and
on
stuff
your
like
cell
that.
phone, because it's really your cell phone.
Yeah.
It's not even the
I
social.
think the
it's
FBI
the,
will still do what the hell they want to do.
Yeah.
Like right now, these guys are listening to us right now.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You know, like there's no privacy.
Yeah.
You know, as long as technology keeps growing, you know, they're gonna find different ways to keep on chiming on what we're saying. You know, what scares me
is the phone, but also like Alexa's, Google Homes. Like I've seen videos of like Alexa
like the assistant
talking.
Like the,
Yeah, and then not just that. I remember seeing a video and where someone like hacked into an Alexa and was speaking to the family in the house.
Yeah, they done it with the cameras. They do it with the cameras too.
That's crazy, dude. Especially having kids like that and like, hey, buddy, come here. Like, dude, that's terrifying. Man.
But then also,
do you have any electronic devices like that in your?
I do.
Okay.
I have I have an Alexa.
Yeah. But like if you look into Alexa, right? It's Amazon. You have Google Home, Google. Like you have these top companies, right, that are coming out with this technology. And you know, they're creating like this intelligent design. Well, they're also, to this design that they're creating, they're also passing their own biases as well, you know, like their sexism, racism, whatever it is, right? Because like there's videos that like if you ask, like stuff about the election and stuff, like it'll give you some information for Trump that's bad, and then like good stuff for Kamala. You know, like there's just a lot of bias there. And then I know Elon Musk has been talking a lot about it on Twitter. You know, you find different videos sometimes on Chat GPT or on Gemini from Google, right? When you ask it certain questions, like, oh, I can't respond to that, but then you ask it about this person, and then all the good stuff. You know, so it's like, dang, you know, that's kind of a way to kind of brainwash people.
Yeah.
You know,
I saw the
only see
video. The
them.
guy asked basically the same question about Trump as he did about Kamala, and it responded all this nice stuff about
Yeah.
Kamala, and it literally had nothing to say. It actually told him, I can't do it. I can't
Yeah.
give you any information when he asked about Trump. But when he asked about Kamala, it was literally gave him all this stuff. Why he said, I think it was, why should I vote
Yes, that's what he
for
asked.
Trump? And then he said, why should I vote for Kamala? And it gave him all these great reasons why he should vote for Kamala. But it said, I'm sorry, we can't get into like the political thing when he asked about Trump. It would not respond.
Yeah. And then if we look even further, these companies that we're talking about, a lot of them fund the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars or billions of dollars that they're pouring into the Democratic Party. There's fewer money going into like the Republicans, but yeah, a lot of these big companies are just pouring all their money, you know,
Yeah.
on the Democratic Party. And I just find that crazy because like you think like, oh, it's a fair election, right? Like you think it's that both sides are fighting and they have equal opportunity, I guess, you know. But if you control the media, you know, you control what people are hearing, what people are seeing, one way or another, you're gonna sway people,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
to think
Yeah.
what you want them to think, not knowing if it's actually factual or
Yeah.
not, you know. And that's what scares me. Like it can be happening with the Republican Party or this other party,
Yeah.
but you know, it just in the age of technology that we live now, that they're like things that happened 5 years ago is just brushing off like that never happened,
Yeah.
you know. And like, oh no, we're going into this direction. But if you look into the past and what they have said in the past, like that's not, it doesn't reflect what your values or your beliefs are now, you know. Plus it's in the internet, so it can't get
Exactly.
erased, you know.
Yeah.
Like people
Yeah.
are just gonna fact check it, like, oh, you didn't say that, boom, let me go, you know, 5-10 years and check on that. But
I'm glad
to
you
me,
said
that scares me.
I'm glad you said fair election, because I just want to let you guys know this doesn't. We're not talking about our political views.
Yeah.
We will never talk to you guys about that because it's none of your business.
Yeah.
We believe in what we believe in, and we'll keep that to ourselves. But we're just talking about it being fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't come at us. All right,
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah.
Or come at us. We won't care.
We don't care. I mean, both sides are
Yeah.
pretty dumb anyway, so it don't matter.
Have you guys had anything like spooky? Nothing like, you know, like spiritual crazy, but spooky that may happen to you, or you're like, dude, like that will haunt me for the rest of my life.
I think in general, like deja vu creeps me out.
Yeah.
Like, wait,
Yeah.
what? Well, did this happen already?
Yeah.
And then in your head, like, wait, that exact person, which I've never seen before, I've seen you somewhere. I just don't remember when
Yeah.
or where. But like that same scenario situation, the way you walked and sat down
Yeah.
always has
Yeah.
tricked me
No,
out.
I've had like dreams where literally an entire part of a day happened exactly to the T as in
Really?
the dream.
Wow,
I
crazy,
mean,
dude.
to the T. It was like, oh, I walked through the door, I said hi to my wife, and then I sat on the couch and turned on exactly what I was watching
Yeah.
in the dream. And it literally, and I didn't remember until like the last
Yeah,
step. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
I did this before. And it felt like, the only place I could remember was
Yeah.
in a dream.
Yeah. I've done the deja vu like that.
Yeah.
To where if somebody was talking, I repeated like the last few things that they said.
Yeah.
And I'm freaking myself out because I'm like, dude, like that actually works. Like I know what you're gonna say right now.
Yeah.
Or you know,
Like,
like
I was
same-
in the future.
Yeah. But then it's like, but then it might be somebody that you don't even know. Like you said, like
Exactly.
you've never seen them before. You're first meeting them, you
Yeah.
know, and
But somehow I know you from somewhere.
yeah, that is pretty.
I
freaky.
think deja vu is like the craziest phenomena that is out there
Yeah.
that cannot be explained.
Yeah.
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 I mean, people like to explain it and say that it's
Past
multiverses,
lives.
you know?
Or
Yeah.
past lives.
Yeah. So it's like you're dreaming about it because another Oscar in another multiverse, you know, that's happening. Too,
Yeah,
you
people
know,
who say
stuff
that
like
are in their mom's basement with the tin hat, looking up lizard people. Like, come on, chill, dude. Something we can't explain, and hey, maybe it's not meant for us to. It's not meant to get explained, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that'll be a question I'll ask the Lord when I meet him.
Yeah.
Like, hey, describe to me deja vu.
Yeah.
We're at I believe it was the last Great America haunted house that they had. We go to I believe it was our last haunted house, and we did one freaking ride or whatever, and then we went to the cafe. And funny enough, Denise is asking me, she's like, would you ever let Alina come by herself to this? And I was like, I mean, one, she was young, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, it's crazy here, you know, and people are just running a ruckus and all this stuff. So we sit down, we're eating, and I have my brother and my sister-in-law in front of us. And we finish eating, and we get up to go throw our garbage away. I look up, and it's a stampede of people running at us. And I've never seen so many people scared in their life. The fear that these people had in their eyes. And they were running at us, and they're saying, shooter. Like, they're yelling, shooter. And so we're like, oh my, and it's like slow motion. And I remember grabbing my wife's hand and pulling her while she grabs my sister-in-law's hand, and then she grabs my brother's hand. We're all in a chain. And we're just running to the exit. And as we're running, kids are getting stomped on. I'm trying to pick up people as we're running, but all you hear is do, 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 do. And you're just trying, but you're trying to get to the exit. And so we're trying to run so fast, you know, all linked up together. And we get, I would say, halfway. And so we're like, dude, we hit the corner, and there's people coming, bleeding, like limping, trying to carry other people.
Damn.
And we're like, dude, like this is actually happening to us right now. Well, story short, come to find out.
Oh my god.
So we get out, we find out that it wasn't a shooting. It was, I believe somebody got tasers. There was a bunch of stories. But in the moment, dude, the fear that I had,
Yeah.
because I was like first seeing all these kids. Mind you, I still had in back of my mind, like I told Denise, I'm like, hell no, I would never let Lena come. And then seeing all these kids, the fear in their eyes, just yelling, crying. All you hear is just all around you. And then all you hear is the stupid roller coasters.
Oh.
You know, when they're going up
yeah.
or they're crossing, but it's the confusion. You're not thinking about that.
Yeah.
And, dude, that honestly, like, not that it would haunt me, but I remember like the fear that I had. And it was kind of like one of the things like where you're running and you're like, I'm gonna die right now.
Yeah.
And it was happening slowly. Yeah.
Oddly enough, the whole stampede thing you just described Black Friday back in the day.
Oh yeah.
wasn't
Walmart
wild.
Black Friday.
Like, yo, people died
Yeah, that's true.
for $30 off a TV.
Yeah, that's true. People have died.
That is insane, man.
and not even a good quality
No.
TV, bro.
Nah, dog.
Like a
You're gonna
off-brand
you're gonna
you've never heard
no
of.
that Wilmington.
Right.
$30 off a Wilmington.
Right.
32-inch TV.
32.
That's
So
how
you get, what kind of TV is that? It's a Weeboo.
it's gonna last you a month.
It's still off the crate from the freaking.
Because I remember like busting my way in at a Best Buy to go get some Beats by Dre when
Yeah.
it first came out. You know, and I didn't get any. So
But you stomped on some poor guy for $30 off.
I
That
did.
was a 10-year-old kid.
I was a
Kicked him in
10-year-old
the
kid.
back.
Just going back to your previous question, what's the scariest thing that's happened? I haven't really encountered a lot of experiences where I've been like so shocked or like extremely scared, like stampede stuff like that. But I was just thinking about it. I'm like, dang, what have I been like really scared about? And when I was in middle school, my parents, because they were just because of the area that we lived, they were just really concerned about me not joining a gang, or being around, gang members or whatnot, So they signed me up for this field trip that takes you to the Folsom prison.
Bro.
And that's
Nice.
a bunch of sureños out
Yeah.
there, right? And dude, I was the only middle school kid in that van. Everybody else was seniors or in high school or had just graduated, and then they're just these little wannabe norteñito guys, right? And you know, with their Cortezes and everything, and it's like, dude, we're going to Folsom Prison, bro. You know,
It's like I just want to watch SpongeBob at home.
and yeah, they take us in and everything, and then a lot of these guys were acting up, trying to be tough, you know, with the security guards and the people, the lady that was giving us the tour. And then they finally, at the end, they lined us up right where the prison cells are at, and we're just there. And they just have us there 10, 15 minutes waiting for all these guys that are in the prison cells. We're just like cussing at us. They're throwing their like leftover apples. They're just throwing crap at us left and right because these kids had Cortezes, you know, and you know, like they had like I think like a red belt and stuff like that. And then after they had some of those prison inmates come and talk to us and everything, and then we shared peanut butter jelly sandwiches. That's what was on the menu that day. And then we were just talking about it after, you know, in the circle, and then I actually cried, but I was in middle school, you know, and then all these freaking fools were just laughing at me on the way back from the field trip. And I'm like, really? That's what you guys learned, you know? Like middle school kid cried, never been around that kind of.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh like that, but I can just imagine.
But
you.
I actually, when I was in there, they tell you don't talk to anyone there that you're not supposed to, you know, like if it's not the prison inmates that we have here that's talking to you guys, don't make eye contact with anybody.
For sure.
But I saw my uncle in there.
Oh.
I saw my uncle, and my family had told me, he's like, oh, you know, maybe there's a good chance you'll run into your uncle that's in there. So I saw him. He was working out. You know, he do look yoked. And then he looked at me. I feel like he recognized me, you know, and I just kind of would be like,
like you know? When I'm on stage.
Yeah. But I was like, nah, dude, I don't want to be locked up. I don't want to break the law and then get locked up with one of these fools.
Yeah, middle school. Yeah.
Ven, mijo, siéntate.
No, he didn't want to say hi because he was crying.
Yeah. He's like, oh, no, I don't know that kid.
Yeah, exactly.
That loser.
That's your nephew, boy? No, you're gonna get your uncle shanked in there, dude.
Yeah, dude.
We actually I was part of this ministry where we would go to San Quentin, and went a couple of times actually, and we performed, like did a whole like worship set.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a huge, like the guy, I think his name was Brad Walker. He was the one who would do the whole thing, and he's the one who got us all in, including my dad. My dad eventually became like I think they call it a brown card holder, where basically you can just go in. Like he doesn't have to be pre-registered with that card. You show him and they just let you into the prison. He can go anywhere and speak to any inmate. He can go to death row. He can go to the other ones, and he would. My dad was crazy because they'd be like, hey, when we had those things, they would like have a bunch of inmates who are basically in charge of protecting you while you're there in case something goes down. Yeah. And then they basically put us on the yard. That's where we would host the thing. We had a full stage, full sound system, no lights because it was always during the day. And so, then like we would have like an hour of worship. Then they would have like a preacher. And then they would let us they would do food. And when they did the food, sometimes that's where it would be like, it never got crazy. Not any of the times that I ever been there, but you would see weird things where like guys who were like the leaders, they would send their, I don't know what you call. I know what you call them, but I can't say them. But they would send their little guys to go and get them. We were served hot dogs and chips, and he would be like, "Oh, can I get like 2 hot dogs?" And we were never supposed to comply with any inmate's request, no matter what they asked. Like, I want 2. You always say no, because as soon as you do it for one, all the rest are gonna be like, well. And if you say no to anyone else, then guess what? That's disrespect. Now you got a whole other issue on your problem. Damn. So this one guy was like, and I wasn't on the line that time. It was my friend Mario, my other friend Mario. And he said that the guy was like, oh, I need to get another hot dog. And he said it like that. And he was like, I can't I can't. He's like, oh, but I need to get it for him. And it was like his dude. And he was like, my friend Mario said it. And he goes, I really need it. And my boy Mario just, okay. Just gave him 2. And I was like, Mar, you can't. And he's like, bro. He's like, what do you want me to do, bro? And I was like, I mean, I feel you. I get it. Like that kind of pressure, that's different. And you're in prison.
Because either him or your boy Mars.
Because
one of them is.
It's either you're giving him 2 hot dogs or you're getting 2 hot dogs.
Exactly.
So,
Do you guys have any Halloween traditions?
Yes. At least twice in the month of October, we like as a family, we just like we're not doing anything today. We're gonna stay in. We're gonna order some pizza. We're gonna just chill and watch Halloween Town, the movie Halloween Town. Like that's like our favorite Halloween movie.
yeah,
And we at least twice a
just
month,
the 4 of you.
just the 4 of us.
That's cool.
Nothing. We have the air mattress. We put the air mattress in the living room. We all just lay there
That's dope.
and just
That's cool.
watch. That's literally our tradition that we like to do.
I've never had our family. We've never had any Halloween traditions
Yeah,
at all.
same.
Like we never given candy. I like the only thing that we would do. I would say probably in the past 6 years was that I started taking out once the boys were older. I started taking them out and we would go, get candy because we didn't even do that when they were little. When they were little, we just went to like churches because churches had those usually
Harvest
some
festivals.
harvests and you can get a ton of candy from there. So we usually did that. But when the boys got older, we started just go out and I would just take them out into the street. I felt like it was easier once they were older.
But it's the experience for them,
Yeah.
right? I think that also the other, I guess, fun part, not really fun, but you have to go through all the candy and
Yeah.
make sure there's no razors inside of
Right,
this
right.
cup. God,
Yeah.
because some people are crazy out there too, man.
That's true, bro.
So you
For
have to
sure.
be very aware of that too. So
So yeah, but as far as Halloween, outside of that, for us, we don't really have it. It's like Thanksgiving, and I wish we were like more involved. A lot of times, I feel like when it came to like those holidays, like Thanksgiving and Christmas, because we do have traditions like everyone else. Of course, we have dinner with both sides of our families, right? And we usually host for Thanksgiving, and then my mom will host for Christmas. But like, I wish I was the one that would like to put up lights and stuff. But then every year for, I don't know, 15 years, it comes around. And I'm like, dude, I'm not doing it. Every year. I've even bought lights and I'm like, oh, this year, no, it's happening. I would tell Allie, I said, this year, I'm doing the entire house. And she laughs at me every year.
I feel like you'd be the type of person where if there was that year where you do put up
Yeah.
the lights, you just keep them on the whole year.
No, actually, I feel like you're absolutely right on
Yeah.
that. Like, no, I really do feel like if that ever happens, that's going to be the case.
Yeah,
At
they're gonna be the
minimum-
Christmas lights, the Easter lights,
Right.
4th of July lights.
They're going to be the Northern Lights. Like,
screw it, dude. Freaking June Pride Month lights.
that's right. That's it, bro.
Come on.
I've actually heard of people like leave their Christmas lights or Christmas tree up and decorate it for different holidays.
Yeah.
And they leave it up all year long.
Really?
I've seen
Yeah.
some people literally have in our neighborhood where they had like certain, like the Christmas lights, but they literally use them the year round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I started doing that.
Yeah.
But like for 4th of July, I'll change
Yeah.
the lights
Yep.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do the same
But-
thing.
Yeah. And
They
then like
put
when
'em in
there's no holiday, just it'll be like white.
Oh, my wife has a tote for every single holiday.
A tote?
A tote. Like every holiday has a different like tote.
Oh, got it. Got it.
I think you said a
Like-
tote.
For, like with decorations and all that.
Yes. And so like, I mean personally, I'm in charge of Halloween decorations. So
Well, that's cool because at least you're using the same stuff instead of because some people be buying every year new stuff. I'm like, that's crazy,
well, I
bro.
buy one thing for Halloween every year.
Okay.
At least just one little thing. And so this year was like this little like light that like turns the ceiling to different colors and stuff like that. It's kind of fun for the kids.
That's cool.
But yeah, Halloween I'm decorating mid-September.
Yeah.
I don't wait till October.
I mean, they already got Christmas stuff in Costco.
They
I
do,
know,
dude.
dude. That's
Dang.
crazy.
Before we end this, favorite scary
Excuse me.
movie.
Ooh.
Halloween movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I had to just go off the top, I'm gonna go because this really got me back in the day. So good. Sixth Sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the
And
ending
Shyamalan.
literally caught me so off guard. I
Yeah.
had no idea.
I was so scared.
Back
I was watching
then,
that.
yeah. Sixth Sense was like one of
That's a
those
good
that
one,
just
dude.
got me, and I was
Yeah.
like, bro, never did I think he was dead the entire time. Like,
Spoiler alert,
Yeah.
dude.
Wow.
it's an old movie.
I was gonna rewatch it.
If you haven't watched it, I don't know what to tell you.
Dude, I can't tell you, man. I would probably say, and then this is one that still creeps me out, and it always creeped me out as a kid because I remember the first time I saw it was in Mexico, and it terrified me because we saw it down the street from my grandma's house, and we had to walk back a dirt
Oh,
road
man.
at night.
Oh, La Llorona.
Was the Leprechaun.
Oh, the leprechaun.
Okay,
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, I to this day when I see that little thing, dude, I'm like,
You're
oh,
like, nah.
dude,
Yeah.
nah.
Especially because Mexicans talk about duendes
Yes.
in their town.
That's exactly
village
why. And then
stuff
like my
that,
cousins
yeah.
were like trying to like scare me, like, oh, dude, be careful on your way back. I don't know gonna get you. I'm like, dude, come on, man.
bro.
It wasn't the one that was the geese that were chasing me actually.
Yeah. Actually, I have a story. My uncle told me when he was living with the roommate that his roommate ended. He woke up with a bruise, a really bad bruise in the back, in his back, right? And he said that in the middle of the night he felt like something kicked him, and he woke up and he just had a fat bruise right there.
That's wild.
And then they were like, "Dang, era un duende," and stuff like that. You know, I don't know what. ended
Or
up
he's drunk
happening.
and fell down the stairs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that. Yeah, they just both don't remember. It,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
For me, I'd say this is perhaps the scariest movie I've watched, but Nightmare on Elm
Street?
Street. Yeah,
That is my
Original? Like first-
yeah, original. When I first saw that scene where
Yeah.
I think it was the original one where the guy is laying on the bed and then he just gets sucked in, right? And then all his bones and blood goes on the ceiling.
Yeah.
That was so horrifying.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep.
dude. Freddy Krueger is the scariest
Yeah.
horror character out there
Yeah.
because fool gets you when you sleep.
I have to.
yeah.
I have to say, yeah.
You have
agree.
to sleep.
Like,
Yeah.
compared to Jason.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jason, just run,
Michael,
dude.
And Michael Myers.
Just run.
Yeah.
But Freddy Krueger, you're telling me I can't
Yeah,
sleep?
right.
Nah, no
yeah.
way.
No, for
No way.
sure.
You know, it's actually based on like a true story.
Really? Why
That
don't you say that story when we were an hour in now?
the director of that movie, he got inspired by the story from this kid who actually passed away. But right before he passed away, he woke up and he was crying because of the bad nightmare he was in, and then he died.
All right, man. God.
That's interesting.
What's yours, dude?
Dude,
God.
I mean, I don't really watch scary movies, so
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched like Chucky. I Know What You Did Last Summer, but nothing like I have never watched.
Scream.
Oh yeah, or Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah,
those
great
were
classic.
a little scary. Sometimes.
Those are racist as hell, dude. Like Yamaha, Suzuki, Mitsubishi.
All right. Well, hopefully you got spooked.
It's the start of the spooky season. I think we'll have more episodes like this. We might even throw in a special Halloween episode where we wear some costumes, maybe.
yeah.
So we'll,
Yeah,
we'll plan that out. We got some
Yeah.
time for that.
Throw us some suggestions.
Yes, yeah. See who you want us to be. You know, make sure, make sure you guys, like, subscribe, follow, and share. And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.